Hello again, Bill Jones, recapturefederalism.com, recapturefederalism.com on the internet. Being blocked by Google, going to be doing a show on that, all about that Google. I see Tucker Carlson on Fox has been having some stuff. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be on there and I tell him about my blockage by Google, YouTube, and the tech communist tech center tech cell out in California. Got a communist cell up there in San Jose area, and down in Hollywood, New York City, Chicago here in Chicago, Cook County, where I'm located at. All those commie cells all over. Washington, big, that's headquarters. Commie cells out there. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The title today is a controversial title. All of my titles are controversial because I talk about communism all the time. Commie, Antichrist, Comey, and the DOJ committed seditious conspiracy, treason, Tryem and Hangem, counter-communist expert. That's me. I'm a counter-communist expert. I haven't been had any podcasts or shows since I think the last one was February 20th. I was getting prepared for surgery. Had surgery March 13th. Total knee replacement. Knocked me out. Knocked me back. Had to recover. And I'm pretty healthy for 72. But I thought maybe 3 weeks I'd be out running around after 3 weeks. No way, no how. And then when I probably could have come back, I've been waiting for new FBI, because Comey got fired when I was recovering. I'm waiting for the new FBI. Hear what he's going to say in his hearings, nomination hearings. And it's going to be the same son of a bitch as they've had since 1908. The Bureau of Investigation and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Same. They are the American version of the KGB. What are you saying, Bill? What are you saying? They're the same American version of KGB. That's a Soviet communist intelligence and investigative commie soldiers over there out of Moscow. That's right, gang. You know why? While I was off, I did some research. And FBI is supposed to be independent. It ain't independent. Nothing but party hacks running there. That DOJ, party hacks, and the parties do not have any legal basis or authority to govern in the United States. We'll get more into that later, and probably another podcast show. And before I go too much farther, I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. It's a prayer. All the public officials say it. It's Article 6 of the Constitution. People are bound by oath or affirmation. I like the oath since I'm a Christian. I like the oath. Pray to God for help. Which belies the separation of church and state. That's a lie. That's a communist lie. Along with two other big ones that and there's got a lot of them, but communist propaganda and agitation. The other is that the Constitution's a flowing document. It's not a flowing document. It's a contract between the governed, that's we the people, and representatives, elected representatives, individuals. Not party. Nowhere in the Constitution party mentioned. And in fact, George Washington, a farewell address, which I'll get into later, but he has there's 3 sentences that he says. You end up with one branch of government, which is a despotic government. You need to amend it if you want to have parties, and if you don't, parties come in, they usurp the power without any authority. But we'll get into that later. But Mr. Comey, and what do I say? He's a commie. He's a party hack. The KGB's motto is loyalty to the party, loyalty to the motherland. They put the party in front of the motherland, just like the FBI does, and the DOJ does, and the government, and the House of Representatives, and the Senate, and the executive branch. Now, how do I know he was a communist? Because he was appointed by Comrade Obama. He's a communist. I've done more than one on Obama being a communist. He's a son of a communist. In fact, both of his parents were communists. His grandfather, who raised him, was a communist. Either who he claims is his father, Barack Obama Sr., was a communist over in Kenya and in the United States when he was here going to Harvard. Harvard School, Communism. I tell this story every time I mention Harvard. In 1966, I was in the United States Navy, a young sailor, aboard the USS Wasp, CVS-18. The CV is for carriers, S is for anti-submarine warfare, out of Boston. And we go out there every couple of weeks, go out searching for Soviet communist submarines. They were the enemies then, as they are now. And one time we come back in the latter part, I believe in 1966, the captain come over to 1MC. We're going to have demonstrations against us. Bow your head down, just walk through it, don't say nothing. If you do, you're going to go to captain's mast. Okay? We were told, probably Harvard people, professors, students, commies, anti-war. Not war in Vietnam, Cold War. They were on the side of the communists. Because we were searching for communist submarines. Now, there is a story that Barack Obama, real father, was Frank Marshall Davis, whatever his name is, out in Hawaii. I'll tell a story about him too, and about how I believe he was doing espionage against us, the United States Navy. But Obama was a communist. Eric Holder is a communist. Loretta Lynch is a communist. Both attorney generals. Both attorney generals. And so here we go, and now let me go out to put up a slide up here. This is notice the treason against the United States and all 50 states, 18 U.S.C. Chapter 115, Section 2382. And I have that in there. 91 pages sent to 7 people. James Comey's there, Director of Federal Bureau of Investigation. None of these 7 people have contacted me. 1 January 25th, 2016, sent nobody. And I followed up and sent it to other people and talked to other people, and nobody has contacted me about this treason. Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution. Now, Mr. Comey, that's before the primaries. Before his stooge, his commie stooge, Clinton, was defeated in the election by the Electoral College, by we the people. Okay? Now, a lot of water down the bridge since I did send it out there the 25th of January 2016. We have all the deal with Loretta Lynch, the commie, meeting with another commie, former President Clinton, and out there in Tarmac and Phoenix, and Clinton lost. Clinton lost. Resist. She lost, and she starts a group called Resist, and Obama's involved in Resist. Yeah, and so is Comey, and so is Mueller, so is Rod Rosenstein, well, we pronounce the name. So is Mr. Babe, or whatever his name is. Going to be doing some more on the next podcast. Will be about those 2 criminals, commie criminals. Head of the assistant heads of the Attorney General. Yeah, they're all communist. So, and why do I say he's Antichrist? Well, the page 26 of the Communist Manifesto. 26 of the Communist Manifesto, 1848. 1848, okay? 1848. It was adopted, the Communist Manifesto and communism was adopted by the Democratic Party 1856, and then again reiterated in 1860 in the 1860 platform, if you want to use it as a source. I don't use any communist anonymous sources like the communist press does in this country. Bill, you're talking to all these people are communists. They said in the 50s, no communism, McCarthyism, that's bullshitski. That's all it is. They're communist. Get over it. And they commit treason. Page 26 of the Communist Manifesto. But communism abolishes eternal truths. It abolishes all religion and all morality. All religion. Eternal truth. They don't believe in the Bible, apparently. No. Engels and Marx were atheists. That's another lie. That's the other lie. Separation of church and state. That was a demand in 1848 of the German government. It was one of the 17, 20, 19 demands. It was number 13. Separation of church and state. And the Supreme Court of the United States says separation of church and state. They're communists too. Yeah, they're communists too. And abolishes all religion. Goodbye, Jesus Christ. They want to terminate Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian. I take offense to that. You know, the Romans tried doing that too, and it didn't work too well for them. You can't kill God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. You can't kill him. It's one true God. He's here from creation. Okay? And all morality, they abolish all morality. So they abolish all morality, so they follow the evil spirits, the 7 evil spirits, the 7 deadly sins. Okay. The 7 deadly sins. Then on page 34 of the Communist Manifesto, and this is where they say they're going to overthrow the government. Finally, they labor, I'm going to read this. Finally, they labor everywhere for the union and the agreement of the democratic parties of all countries. World communism. World communism. World communism. The communists disdain to conceal, I'm continuing reading, page 34 of the Communist Manifesto. The communists disdain to conceal their views and names. They openly declare their ends can be attained only by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. Let the ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. And they did unite in 1886, May 4th, in the city of Chicago, Haymarket Square. Killed 8 Chicago police officers. Yes, they did. Ought to be taking that monument down too, huh? You want to get rid of those Confederate ones? Those are communists. The Communist Party, Democratic Party, was involved in insurrection, the Civil War, and they're also involved in the insurrection at Haymarket Square, killing 7 Chicago police officers. 175 North, Des Plaines Avenue in the city of Chicago, they have a memorial to the unions killing the 7 police officers put up by the city. It's on public land. Communist. Well, you got Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who was the chief of staff for Obama. He's a communist too, you know. And let me tell you, they're all over. They're all over. Now, let me find it here. Communist Manifesto is 1848. 1847, Engels comes out with a precursor to the Communist Manifesto. We come out with the draft of the Communist Confession of Faith. It's an atheist religion. Communism is an atheist religion. I told you I'm a counter-communist expert. I've been studying this shit for 56... Oh. I said the S word. Bullshitsky. Been studying this bullshitsky since 15 years old, or 15 years old, 1960. Been studying this crap ever since. Now, question number 22, it's like a catechism, is a communist confession of faith. Question 22, do communists reject religions? Yes, they do. Here it says right here. Answer, all religions which have existed hereto were expressions of historic stages of development of individual people or groups of people, but communism is that state of historical development which makes all existing religions superfluous and supersedes them. As they would say a year later in the Communist Manifesto by Engels and Marx, atheist. Did I mention they're atheist? They're atheist. Want to terminate Jesus Christ, my good friend. They say that party supremacy, political party supremacy, yeah, they are supreme over the supreme judge of the world, which was mentioned in the Declaration of Independence. Yeah. Now, Marx didn't like the catechism, too religious type, and he came out with, he and Engels worked together, and they came out with the principles of communism, which is part of the Communist Manifesto. And question 23, what will be the attitude to existing religions? All religions so far have been the expressions of historical stages of development of individual peoples or groups of people, similar to the year before. But communism is the stage of historical development which makes all existing religions superfluous and brings about their disappearance. He wants to terminate Jesus Christ. They do. All communists do. All communists do. It's the principles of communism. They have a lot of principles, though. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get into more of it. 56 years I've been studying this stuff. I got a whole book on it. I got a whole book on this stuff. Oh, yeah, I got a whole book on this. So the FBI, which has a civil rights division, which is, by the way, is, I always say, God created Homo sapiens in the creation, from the creation. He created Homo sapiens, Adam and Eve. Communist created blacks, gays, and the civil rights movement in 1965. They do a little bit of religious persecution, but they don't do there enough. They've got political parties in this country, political or religious persecution. I'm just telling you, religious persecution, right there. So they're violating the Constitution of the United States. They're not going after political parties for 220 years. And since 1908, when the Bureau of Investigation was created, 1909, they came out with codified treason. Codified treason. I said the DOJ and FBI leadership, seditious conspiracy. If two or more persons, DOJ and FBI, more than two people, okay. In any state or territory, any place subject to the jurisdiction of the United States, conspire to overthrow, put down, or destroy by force the government of the United States, or to levy war against them, or to oppose by force the authority thereof, or by the force prevent, this is the one we get, or by force prevent, hinder, delay the execution of any law of the United States by force, seize or take and possess any property of the United States, blah, blah, blah. they are hindering and delaying the execution of the Constitution of the United States. They're conspiring to overthrow. I told you, page 34 of the Communist Manifesto. Okay? Put down and destroy by force the government of the United States. Government of the United States, under George Washington, and in the Declaration of Independence, free independent states, was declared to be authority of God. Romans 13 in the Holy Bible talks about it. Authority, sovereign authority of God. And under John Adams, the first political party president, the two parties interjected themselves in front of God, ahead of God. That's right. And they're still doing it. 220 years later, they're still doing it. Usurping the authority of we the people. Enslaving the we the people. Now they were under Obama's political thumb. Communist thumb. Why didn't they arrest him? Why didn't they go to the House of Representatives, get him impeached, which would be the proper way to do it? Of course, they couldn't get him impeached because the Senate would have to find him guilty, sentence him. And they ain't got to do that because the two parties are only concerned about the interest of the two parties. They could care less about we the people. And we the people figured this out. I haven't figured this all out about this communism stuff, I can tell you that, but they figured it out. Vote for them Republican establishments, not good. Get some Tea Party people in here or something. But you gotta do. The two political parties are political and criminal enterprises. Criminal enterprises. They ought to be thrown in jail, seize all their property, RICO Act. Organized crime is what they are. Organized criminals. Along with the heads of the FBI and the Department of Justice. We see what Mr. Sessions does, Mr. Ray does. I don't see him, Mr. Ray, doing much. But I'm still here. You got my number. I gave it to you. I gave it to you this notice of treason, the second to last page, my website, I gave you that, and I gave you the my email address, my phone number, my address. You can come out and get me. Try not to do what you did to Lavoy Finicum, though, assassinate me or something. Like you assassinated him the day after I sent the thing. I'm going to be getting into that, too. Yeah. He assassinated that poor man, that patriot. Trying the Bundys for trying to keep their private property, keeping their property rights. Yeah, you bastards are criminals too. And with that, recapturefederalism.com, recapturefederalism.com, going to be gone till the next time.